This is hard to do with one hand, but anyway. Woo! Oh, hey. These prints are from my buddy, Dennis Baela from Chicago. Oh, let's check that out. Nice. Not bad for that 1-inch sensor, but this is wonderful from the first gen Mavic Pro. But that's not the reason that I'm recording a video today. It's to fly my drone, but my drone in particular with ND filters, but not just regular ND filters. Oh no, not just any ND filters. Some super bright day ND filters. And today's a bright day. I should wear my sunglasses. All right, so just parked. It's hot today. Welcome to fall down here in San Diego. I think it's what does it say? 83 degrees. Oh my God! It's the end of October and it's so hot. Anyway, I finally parked. I have the set of ND filters from Freewell here, 7, 8, 9, 10 stop ND filter set, as well as a single 11 stop ND filter. I want to see how they fare. I'm a major ND filter fan. I use them heavily for a lot of my landscape photography work. And I never thought of the drone as a stable enough platform with which to have really long exposures. Also, I don't know if you can hear, I'm right by an airport. I'm going to try to do something not a lot of drone photographers have done before, and that's take pictures right next to the airport. But I'm not going to do anything illegal. I'm actually going to be doing it from a tripod with the propellers removed, because I want to compare the sharpness, and I don't want my drone up in the air flying around. I want to be able to make sure that the drone itself is pretty secure, pretty stable. So I'm gonna have to figure a way to mount this on a tripod. Ooh, pretty. That is nice. Okay, so I got the 10 stop ND filters mounted on both cameras, and I'm on my way to a pretty cool restaurant spot here. That's that's right across the street from the airport. So hopefully it doesn't get too loud, but let's see what we can do. I'm trying to set up the point and shoot camera first to see if I can hone in on my settings. Now, I've heard that f8 on the Hasselblad is not as good for video, but we'll see how it looks, how it fares when I shoot a photo with it. Now, the reason I wanted to go with f8 is because I wanted to really try to smooth out these waters. I've got 3.2 seconds on the Sony RX10. Doesn't look bad. Doesn't look bad. All right, now comes the fun part of trying to figure out how I'm going to mount the Mavic. Okay, so based on what I'm seeing, it looks like it's not as sharp as I would like. I'm gonna have to, let's go down to 5.6. Not a big fan of what's going on at f8. All right, I think that's gonna be about all I can really do. Might have to look at the raw files. But they all seem a little overexposed at the same settings, so I have to actually make some some changes. What I'm wondering is if the ND filter from Freewell doesn't quite equate to my trusted ND filter units. I'm gonna have to figure that out. Okay, well, I think that might be it for now. So let's turn this off. And let's turn this off. All right, well, make sure I didn't leave anything. God, this place smells so good. Like I want Mexican food right now. Okay, so my hypothesis is that the Freewell ND filters are maybe just a little bit weaker than the filters I'm used to using. So let me put in the 11 stop ND filter here. Okay, I'm gonna give it one more. Okay, you know what? Let me compare this. Let's try this one more time. Relax. Oh, that's so weird. That's so weird. Okay. Anyway, I'm gonna try to install it on this this crazy setup here. Let's see if you can kind of see what I'm doing.
We came right in time. What? We got the phone.
A what?
Whoa.
Oh yeah, there are no props. I can't fly here because we're by the airport.
Oh, okay.
I'm just testing filters.
Oh,
comparing
okay.
them to regular
We
filters.
were ready for you.
No, yeah, it's illegal to fly within 5 miles of an airport.
Oh, okay.
Well, it's no longer a bright day. There's a marine layer that came in pretty fast. Sunglasses not needed anymore. And it's a good thing I got those shots off when I did, because the ND filters that I use would be too powerful for this particular light. Anyway, I'm gonna head home. I'm gonna go check out those images and see if they were in fact a little bit off with regards to the strength of the ND filters. From what I saw from the images that were that just cached to my phone, the sharpness is there. I'll just confirm when I get back. So I made it home and I got to check out some of the files that I shot on the Mavic 2 Pro and on the RX10, and I will tell you, I am impressed. The Mavic does a really good job the Mavic 2 Pro does a really good job compared to the Mavic 1 Pro. The files are cleaner, there's less noise, the dynamic range is way better. Compared to the RX10, I still prefer the output from the RX10. The images are sharper out of the RX10, and the Hasselblad processing on the Mavic 2 Pro, it comes out really, really warm. Now, that being said, on the Mavic 2 Pro filter from Freewell, they are sharp. I didn't notice a difference in softness to some of the detail, but what I did confirm is, in fact, they are weaker than I'm used to seeing from ND filters that I use. So, which is okay because I know I actually wanted to go get some slightly weaker filters. I wanted some 5, 6 stop ND filters for the Mavic. Now I have them. They're part of the 7, 8, 9, 10 pack. So I'm not going to take it back. But what I want to do is I want to let you guys know, if you're looking for a 10 stop ND filter for your Mavic 2 Pro from Freewell, you may want to step up and go get their 11 stop, their ND 2000, because it behaves more in line with what I feel the 10 stops that I've used from various companies tend to behave. So let me walk you through how I process some of these files, so then that way you can kind of see the comparison between the 1-inch sensors. So here's the straight out of camera file from the RX10. As you can see, I didn't get it quite level when I set it up. So what I did was I did a little bit of upright perspective, try to get it a little bit level. I applied lens corrections. I tightened up the crop a little bit because after I peeked at the DJI Mavic 2 file, I realized I didn't quite get the city in the same frame as I did on the drone. So I also brought down some of the highlights, made the temperature a little warmer to approach that of the Mavic, and then you'll see I actually had to do it again because I kept going back to the Mavic file, and I was like, man, that Mavic file is warm. Anyway, I tightened up the crop because like I said, didn't quite match, so I'm trying to get this one to look similar to the Mavic. Applied a little bit of dehaze because I wanted to go ahead and bring some contrast back over to the skyline. If I go to the Star of India, you can see the sails here have a decent shadow. There's enough detail. I mean, granted, I am zoomed in quite a bit. And then after peeking at the Hasselblad file again, I had to warm up the temperature just a little. So this is the Sony file. And then let's go to the Hasselblad file. So this is the straight out of camera shot for the Hasselblad. And if you remember, I was wondering why it seemed so overexposed. It felt overexposed for me, but I'm not sure if it's just because it's so warm. Anyway, I applied a lens profile to it. I just kind of leveraged the original one that's built into the Lightroom. So I used that one. I lowered the highlights and some of the clipping, brought the temperature down a little bit, applied dehaze because, again, I wanted to see what kind of information I can get in the city. And I was like, you know, this is what I was talking about. The files out, I'm sorry, the city isn't quite as sharp as the Sony. Also, it's super warm, so I had to explicitly decrease the saturation of the orange channels. So this is the output file from that. This is the output file from the Sony. I'll put them side by side. But if I zoom in here, again, this is the Mavic file. This is the Sony file. You can see that the buildings are just sharper in the Sony, off the Sony 1-inch sensor compared to the Mavic 1-inch sensor. So those are the files, and then I'll put them side by side and you can go ahead and check for yourself. All right, guys, take care. Have a great day and keep droning. While you're checking out these images, I did want to mention the filters are actually not that difficult to install once you get the hang of it. Just like all things, you just need some practice. All right, guys, take care.